Hello, welcome to this rather large book haul. I am actually currently bulk filming, so you will see this particular top quite a few times, and also that is why my shelves are looking a little bit more bare than usual. I haven't got rid of a whole lot of books. I did do an unhaul, but I probably need to do another one. This is going to be my December book haul, which means there's a lot of gifts in here, but there are some books that I purchased for myself, Subbox Books and things like that. The first thing I'm going to do though is show you a couple of gifts that I received that aren't books, just because I really want to shout these people out and say thank you. So my lovely friend Lisa, who is on Instagram, I will link her Instagram, she's not on YouTube though, commissioned from my friend Jessie these beautiful items. So the first thing, and apologies to both of you, I haven't had a chance to iron this yet, is this beautiful cushion cover. The artwork was commissioned by Lisa, so this is one of a kind. My sister got a parcel like this as well, but her dragon is slightly different to mine. There's a little notepad just here. It did also come with a pen and pencil, but those are in my pencil case in the other room. And we have this beautiful piece of artwork, which is the same as on the cushion cover. And then we also have a little colouring sheet. Not sure I'll ever be able to bring myself to colour it in, but nevertheless, there it is. So thank you so much, Lisa, once again. This was so incredibly, incredibly kind and generous of you. Thank you so, so much. I really, really appreciate it, and I really love these items. Thank you. Then my friend Joanna got me, from the channel Joanna Sosa. I feel like I don't even need to say that anymore. I mention her often enough. You know who Joanna is, hopefully. If you don't, go to her channel and subscribe. She got me a couple of jackets. Is that what we'd call these? Probably. So this is what it looks like when it's on a book, and it comes with a ribbon bookmark sort of attached to the jacket. I'll show you the empty one in a moment, but this is what it looks like when it's actually on a book. Isn't that beautiful? I will link the Etsy shop that these are from down below for you also, and this is what it looks like when it's off a book. So you've got the print there on one side, and then at the front you've got this pocket. So you put these, fit on paperbacks, UK size paperbacks specifically. So you put the cover of the book in there. There's your ribbon bookmark, and then it's adjustable, so you just fold over however much you need to make it fit over the back of the book. And then there's this, you know, piece of ribbon or string or whatever you want to call it that you tuck that into, so that it ends up fitting whatever size book you want it to fit. And these are beautiful. I love them so, so much. They are just gorgeous and stunning, and thank you so much, Joanna. You know how much I really appreciate you and your friendship. Thank you so much for these. They're stunning. You really didn't need to send me two, but they're beautiful. Thank you so much. While we're on the gifts, let's stick with gifts. So from my lovely friend Abby from the channel Abby Salter, again, she'll be linked down below. Go and check her channel out if you haven't already. She sent me 2 books by one of my favourite authors who I happened to interview with Jessie from The Bookish Mum this year. So do go ahead and check that video out if you haven't already. Super fun. But Abby got me The Girl Who Could Not Dream and Drink, Slay, Love. So The Girl Who Could Not Dream I have actually already read, and I loved this book so much that I put it on my wish list because I wanted to own a copy. It's middle grade. It's about a girl who cannot dream, because when she does dream, she can bring things from her dreams out into the real world. And her parents also own a dream shop, so it's kind of like they have a bookshop that is a front for their dream shop, and they sell dreams to people, but our character Sophie is never allowed to have these dreams herself. And how much do I want to say? Then some dreams go missing, let's just say that. This was so fun and so whimsical and a really, really good time. I highly recommend it. And then this one I haven't read yet. This one, Drink Slay Love, is a YA story. As you can probably gather from the title and the cover, it's a vampire romance type thing. I don't know too much about it. I don't really want to. I really just love Sarah Beth Durst's books, so I'm very happy to just go into this one and see what happens while I read it, but I'm really looking forward to doing that. Thank you so much, Abby, for sending me these. She mentioned in her gift note, let me find it, Sarah Beth Durst for her biggest fan. Love, Abby. So yes, Abby, you're absolutely right. Thank you so much for sending me these. I'm so, so grateful. Thank you. Let us stick with the Sarah Beth Durst hype train and talk about Even and Odd by Sarah Beth Durst, which I got from Jessie from The Bookish Mum, who is who I interviewed Sarah Beth Durst with. So again, go check out those videos. There's one on my channel, one on hers. It was so much fun speaking to Sarah. This is another one of her middle grades. Again, it's a standalone, pretty short. Again, other than knowing clearly that there's a unicorn in it, I don't really know anything about this book, and I don't want to. I want to just go in and read it and enjoy all the whimsy. It's middle grade, so it's bound to be whimsical and fun and fast-paced and exciting, so I'm really looking forward to reading this. And thank you so much, Jessie, for sending this my way. I'm super excited to read it. I think that you have this one as well, so we should totally read it at the same time and talk about it. I've enjoyed making so much fun content with you this year. Thank you so much for sending this my way. I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to read it. Then from another one of my bookish friends here on BookTube, I received Ship of Magic from Stephanie from Stephanie's Bookverse. Again, her channel will be linked down in the description. This is the first book in the Live Ship Traders series by Robin Hobb. I have actually read this one, but I put this book on my wish list because just look how beautiful it is. So I have the Farseer trilogy in these editions, but I have the rest of, well, I have the Live Ship Traders and the Tawny Man trilogy in the mass market foiled paperback editions, which are fine, but you know, I'm a book collector as well as a reader, and this is just too beautiful to not add to my collection. So thank you, Stephanie, for helping me to add this to my collection. I really appreciate it. I know that you really love Hobb as well, so thank you for feeding this new passion of mine. I'm really looking forward to continuing with Hobb in the new year, and once again, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I know I sound like a stuck record, but the fact that I've made friends here on BookTube and that we send each other gifts and that we chat, it just, I love it so much. It's like the reason I started my channel in the first place, so it makes me really happy. Thank you. Thank you so much, all of you. Then I have some gifts from family members. So from Lee, I received Blaze Wrath Games by Amparo Ortiz. This, as the name suggests, is a competition trope story. I think it's YA, I'm pretty sure. It doesn't say anywhere, but I'm pretty sure it's YA, and I think it's a duology, so first book in a duology, and the second book is already out, which is great. So if I like this, which I hope I will, I'll be able to continue with the duology straight away. And there's also, as you can probably guess from the cover, dragons. So dragons and a competition. I've had this on my wish list for a while. I've been really looking forward to reading this. I think it's going to be the first book that I read in 2022. In fact, by the time you see this video, I may have already read this. Who knows, but very excited. Thank you to Lee. Not that he watches my videos, but thank you, Lee. Then what should we do next? My sister. So this is a funny story. My sister, she'd want me to tell you this, ordered me a copy of Grimrose Girls, whose author I can't remember the name of, for Christmas. And it was supposed to come out, I think, on the 9th of December, so she was excited to give me like a brand new release for Christmas that she knew I'd be interested in. I think it was on my most anticipated releases list for 2021. If it wasn't, it should have been. And then they pushed back the publication date, so it's now not being published until I think the 6th of January. So she was really disappointed to not be able to give me that for Christmas. So she bought another book to give me instead, and she picked Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen in this beautiful vintage classics edition. So it's got the French flaps and it's super pretty under the flap as well. I have seen the film for this, I think, but I haven't ever read the book. So I've got 3 of Jane Austen's books in this edition now. So I already have Pride and Prejudice, which I've read, and I have Emma, which I haven't read yet, and now Sense and Sensibility. And I do actually really want to read this one because I really liked the film, so hopefully I'll get around to this at some point in the not too distant future. But even until then, it's just a really pretty book to look at. So thank you so much, Natalie. I'm sorry that you had to buy a second book, but this is really nice, so thank you. Then from my aunt and uncle, who also don't watch my videos, but hey, thanks anyway, guys. I received Empire of Storms and Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas. So I am reading through this series slowly. I want to kind of try and speed up a little bit on it because I've been dragging it out too much, but I read book 3, which is called this is Empire of Storms. Heir of Fire. Yeah. Heir of Fire I read this year. I have the audiobooks for the whole series, but I don't have the physical books apart from the first 3 and now these 2. So I'll have to pick up Queen of Shadows and Tower of Dawn at some point. I have no idea why Tower of Dawn is blue when all the rest of them are white, but hey, whatever. Thank you so much for these. I love a chunky book, I really do. And then, ooh, these are really heavy, from my parents. Thank you. Again, I don't think they watch my videos, but thank you anyway. I received the special illustrated editions of the Farseer trilogy. So I will show you them individually. So this is Assassin's Apprentice. Just so you know, they don't come with these metal corners. I always put metal corners on my naked hardback books. I got the corners from Amazon. You can get a pack of them for like really cheap. I'll try and link them if I remember. But yeah, so this is Assassin's Apprentice. They each have a ribbon bookmark, so this one has a black one. This is Royal Assassin, which has a red ribbon bookmark. And then we have Assassin's Quest, which is quite the chonker, and this one has a green ribbon bookmark. They are stunning. For some reason, Assassin's Apprentice and Assassin's Quest have flat spines and Royal Assassin has a rounded spine. So I don't know why that's the case, but oh well. It's just an observation, it's not a problem. They have the map of the 6 duchies on the end papers, and let me just find you an illustration. So here we go, we've got Burrich and Fitz as a child there. So lovely. I mean, I probably won't read these editions, but again, I'm a book collector and these are just stunning. So pretty. I love them a lot. Thank you so much, Mum and Pie. Really appreciate it. Again, not that they watch my videos, but still. And if you're wondering why I said Mum and Pie, it's because my dad is Portuguese and pie is the word for dad in Portuguese. So, fun fact, that's what I call my dad. So those are all of the lovely gifts that I received. Let me do Subbox Books next. I think, yeah, let's do that. So I mean, this one isn't strictly speaking a Subbox book, but I ordered it from Fairyloot because it's a sequel and I have a Fairyloot edition of the first book. So that is Kingdom of the Cursed by Kerry Maniscalco. The edges are incredible. I think, yeah, it has foiling on the naked hardback and a reversible dust jacket. There you go. So that one's super pretty. I'm just realising that my December Illumicrate book is actually at the bottom of another pile. Did I mention I'm bulk filming right now? So I'm not going to grab that, but go and watch that video because the Illumicrate unboxing, I mean, because that book is A Marvellous Light by Freya Marske and it's beautiful. So I'm not going to go and topple that pile of books to grab it, but I did get that this month too, and it's stunning. Then in the Fairyloot December box, I got The Coldest Touch by Isabel Sterling. Oh, I wasn't telling you what many of these were about, was I? Never mind, we'll move on. This one is a vampire romance YA type book. And then we have Year of the Reaper by Micaiah Lucia. This is a completely redesigned cover, just black sprayed edges. I think it has, yeah, foiling on the naked hardback and a reversible dust jacket also. And we have a disappeared lord, a prison cell, an illness, searching for a killer. I read the whole synopsis in the unboxing video, so I try not to remember too much about books, just that I want to read them. So that was it for Subbox Books, and then we get into the books that I bought myself, because yes, I bought myself a few books. Whoops. The first one that I'm going to mention is a book that my friend Jessie has been wanting me to read for years, and so a little bit of a spoiler for my top 22 books to read in 2022, but I decided to go ahead and put this on that list so that I would actually get to it this year, hopefully, and that is Magician by Raymond E. Feist, which this book I picked up from Waterstones, and it's a little bit beaten up for some reason, but oh well, it doesn't matter too much. This is quite a chonky fantasy, which you know I enjoy. It's a little bit more on the classic side as well. It was first published in 1983, and then a revised edition was published in 1992. Which was a year after I was born. I'll read you the synopsis on this one because I don't really know what it's about. I just got it because my friend told me to. The world had changed even before I discovered the foreign ship wrecked on the shore below Crydee Castle, but it was the harbinger of the chaos and death that was coming to our door. War had come to the Kingdom of the Isles, and in the years that followed it would scatter my friends across the world. I longed to train as a warrior and fight alongside our Duke, like my foster brother, but when the time came I was not offered that choice. My fate would be shaped by other forces. My name is Pug. I was once an orphaned kitchen boy with no family and no prospects, but I am destined to become a master magician. And we love having magic in fantasy books, don't we? So again, I don't really know much about this, but I'm looking forward to reading it. Is that mostly because it's a chunky fantasy? Yes. And then Waterstones had a 50% off hardbacks deal, so clearly I had to go to Waterstones and pick up some hardbacks. So 1, 2, 3, 4 of these came from the branch near me. So basically this deal was only lasting, although they've extended it now, to be honest. So if you're in the UK, check if it's still going on by the time I post this video. Probably not, but as I'm filming this, I believe it's still ongoing. But anyway, I was planning on going over on the 27th, I think it was, to my mum's to teach her to make macarons, because I've been learning to make macarons this month. And so I went to my local one on the way there, and then afterwards I went into town and went to another one, and I got one there too. So the first one is Certain Dark Things by Silvia Moreno Garcia. Sorry, my memory card just filled up, so picking this back up. So I got Certain Dark Things by Silvia Moreno Garcia, which I think is horror-ish. So it says, welcome to Mexico City, an oasis in a sea of vampires. Domingue, a lonely garbage collecting street kid, is just trying to survive its heavily policed streets when a jaded vampire on the run swoops into his life. Atul, the descendant of Aztec blood drinkers, is smart and beautiful and very dangerous. Domingue is mesmerised. Atul needs to escape the city quickly to get far away from the rival necro-vampire clan relentlessly pursuing her. Her plan doesn't include Domingue, but little by little she finds herself warming to the scrappy young man and his undeniable charm. As the trail of corpses stretches behind her, local cops and crime bosses both start closing in. Vampires, humans, cops and criminals collide in the dark streets of Mexico City. Atul and Domingue stand little chance of making it out alive before the city devours them all, but they are determined to try. So it's kind of maybe horror light, because there's murder and there's vampires, but there's also, you know, scrappy characters on the run from the police, and it's really short. So how short is this? 238 pages. I haven't read any Silvia Moreno Garcia yet, but hey. Then we have The Gilded Cage by Lynette Noni. This is book 2 in the Prison Healer trilogy. I'm probably not going to read this until book 3 comes out, because book 1 ended semi-cliffhangery and I was like, I need the sequel, but now I feel more chill about it and I don't want to put myself back in that situation again, so I might wait on this one until the last one comes out, which is around mid this year. So, but you know, while I was able to get this for half price, yes please. Then I have Thread Needle by Carrie Thomas. Oh, I should tell you what the first book is about. The first book follows a prison healer. Her job is what it sounds like, and then the leader of the resistance arrives in the prison and has to engage in these trials, but she is deathly ill and can't get out of bed, so our protagonist decides to take these trials on her behalf in the hope of freeing both herself and this rebel queen. This one, it says signed by the author, but I haven't actually been able to find a signature in here, so I think that that's a mistake. Not that I mind. It has red sprayed edges, which is lovely, and I've seen this around everywhere, but I haven't really heard anything about it. But it was there, and so I picked it up and I read the synopsis and I was like, yes, I want to read this. So I decided to buy it. Anna's aunt has always warned her of the dangers of magic, its twists, its knots, its deadly consequences. Now Anna counts down the days for the ceremony that will bind her magic forever, until she meets Effie and Attis. They open her eyes to a London she never knew existed, a shop that sells memories, a secret library where the librarian feeds off words, a club where revellers lose themselves in a haze of spells. But as she is swept deeper into this world, Anna begins to wonder if her aunt was right all along. Is her magic a gift or a curse? And I just really like books that are set in London because it's where I live, and often there's references to places that I'm familiar with. I just enjoy that, and it's about magic. It's quite chunky. I mean, it's not super chunky, but you know, it's over 500 pages, nearly 600 pages, so I decided to get it. That's all there is to it. And then one that I'm now slightly concerned about because I've seen it pop up in Kayla from Books and Lala's least favourite books of 2021, so yikes. The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix, which also has red sprayed edges. I just haven't read a book like this before, and I kind of wanted to give it a go, and I saw it there and I thought, hey, why not give it a try? So in horror movies, the final girl is the one who's left standing when the credits roll, the one who fought back, defeated the killer and avenged her friends, the one who emerges bloodied but victorious. But after the sirens fade and the audience moves on, what happens to her? Lynette Tarkington survived a massacre 22 years ago, and it has defined every day of her life since. And she's not alone. For more than a decade, she's been meeting with five other final girls and their therapist in a support group for those who survived the unthinkable, putting their lives back together piece by piece. That is until one of the women misses a meeting and Lynette's worst fears are realised. Someone knows about the group and is determined to take their lives apart again, piece by piece. But the thing about these final girls is that they have each other now, and no matter how bad the odds, how dark the night, how sharp the knife, they will never ever give up. Which, I don't know, it sounds interesting, so I'm going to give it a go. We'll see. And then the one that I got from the Waterstones in town was Plain Bad Heroines by Emily M. Danforth, which is a book that I've seen around loads, but somehow I had managed to not really know what it was about, and then I read the synopsis in Waterstones and I was like, yeah, I think I want to read that. So, you've probably heard this before, but oh well. Bookhant's School for Girls. Infamous site of a series of tragic deaths over 100 years ago, soon to be the subject of a controversial horror movie about the rumoured Bookhant's curse. In the early 1900s, Bookhant's students Flo and Clara fell madly in love, brought together by their obsession for a scandalous memoir. A few months later they were found dead in the woods after a horrific wasp attack, the book lying next to their intertwined bodies. 3 more grisly deaths followed before the school was forced to close. Now the school's doors are open once more, but as the crew of glamorous young actresses assemble to start filming, past and present begin to blur, and soon it's impossible to tell quite where the curse ends and Hollywood begins. Which, I don't know, it just sounds kind of fun. Well, not fun for the characters, fun for me. I don't really like wasps. In fact, I really dislike wasps. But I managed to read Children of Time, and I'm terrified of spiders, so I'm pretty sure I can manage this. And yeah, those are all of the books that have come into my personal library in the month of December. There are quite a lot of them, but I'm really looking forward to reading all of them, and some of them are just additions for my collection of books that I've already read, which is good. If there are any of these that you have particular feelings about, let me know. Don't try and, persuade me not to read them though, because they only just joined my collection, so I plan to read them. But, if there's one that you really love that you think I should get to sooner rather than later, let me know. And that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video and want to see more like this from me, then do think about hitting that subscribe button, and I hope to see you here again soon. Thanks! Bye!